What's guys, Instructor Az here with Coach Ollie, and today we're going to be working on the roundhouse kick. In particular, the back leg roundhouse kick and how to develop power with it, okay? The first thing you need to consider when we're trying to throw a back leg roundhouse kick, today we're going to work it to the body, but the same rules apply if you were doing this as a leg kick or to the head. The first thing you need to take into consideration is your flexibility and mobility. So it's a weird thing to consider when we're talking about being powerful, but if you think of us like a machine, if that machine isn't free to move through the range of motion it needs to, it's unable to do its job. Think of like a car engine. Car engine needs oil, all the parts need to be well lubricated so that they move freely. That free movement, that lack of resistance within the machine is what allows it to generate its power. The same thing with us. You might have great understanding and you might be very powerful and athletic, but if your body can't move through the correct range of motion, then none of that's going to matter in terms of how much power you can generate. So watch some of our videos on stretching and try to develop and build your flexibility for throwing the kick. So let's say that we've got the flexibility and now we're working on the technique. The biggest thing to understand is you are not kicking with your leg. Bear with me. What I mean by that is I'm not just simply throwing my leg at the bag. If I do that, that's what you get. Basically what I've done there is I've just used the muscles of my leg and the weight of my leg to deliver the kick, okay? What I want to do is deliver the kick with my whole body. So really what I want to focus on is rotating my hip and rotating my shoulder. And what that's going to do is put my body weight into the technique. So I want to twist into the shot, and that's what's going to generate the power of the kick. From there, I'm really focused on here. Rather than on my foot, I'm focused on turning this hip round to the back of the wall. I like to think of kicks, especially a roundhouse kick, like swinging a sword. When I swing a sword, if I get to swing a sword, I would want to cut straight through someone. So the next thing is, don't think of stopping once you've made contact with the target. It's not as simple as touch the target and pull back. I want to cut through the target. I want to go through my opponent. So continue as if you were trying to kick the back of your opponent or the back of your partner or the back. And it's that force that you generate going through the bag that allows you to develop so much power to it. The next thing to consider is your speed. Think about it that your body is a mass and it weighs a certain amount. So you're not going to be able to change that in a given day. You can obviously put on more weight and that's going to help you to generate more power. But what you can adjust and what you can develop is your speed. The faster you can move that mass, the more aggressive, the more powerful the kick can be. So when you're drilling your kicks, don't just try to think about thumping it as hard as you can like a hammer. Think of how quickly you can accelerate that leg from the floor up into the bag. So from here, I'm in my stance, I'm nice and set, and I'm really working on the speed. From here, as fast as I can get it there, and of course, always being conscious of recovery, coming back to our start position each time. Kick and recover each time. Notice as well, especially with this kick, I'm not just kicking with my foot. So if we were in a more traditional karate sense, I might take a little step back, just make contact with the edge of my foot. But here we're thinking of it a bit more like a baseball bat, and I'm trying to use part of my shin here as well, so I get a bit more of that blunt force trauma into that bag. All right, guys, take those things away in practice. One more note on it is not to kick upwards, okay? If I'm working the kick towards you, don't kick up. If you kick up, you're going to run into elbows and you're going to run into hip bones, and all they're going to do is hurt you. This is again going back to our first point about mobility and that ability to turn the hip over so that you can come round into your target. Take it away, practice it, and we'll see you on the next one.